Hey everybody, it's Angie, and today is our first day of Daily Dabble Pet Week, and I'm here with some baby ducks. So these baby ducks belong to my niece, Lydia. Say hi to everybody, Lydia.
Hello.
All right, so what made you want to get a baby duck as a pet?
They're just cute.
They are cute. So how long have you had these ducks?
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And have they grown a lot since you've had them?
Yes, they actually. I used to
He
be
wants
able to
down.
pick both of them up at the same time.
You-
They're too big.
You could pick both ducks up at the same time?
Yeah, they're about the size of your hand.
Oh my goodness. So look how big these ducks grow in just 2 weeks. That's pretty amazing. And what color were they when you got them?
They were completely yellow.
So they were totally yellow, and now you can see that this white is coming through. So what color are they going to be permanently in their adulthood?
They'll be white ducks.
I think they're going to be white ducks. Okay. Do your ducks have a name?
Yep. Dunkin' and Donut.
Oh my goodness.
Dunkin'.
We're looking at Dunkin' and Donut, and they look like they really love each other. So we're in this little enclosure now, but how long will they be out here?
Probably a few more weeks.
A few more weeks, and then where do they get to go?
They get to go in the pond and they'll swim.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lydia, for letting us hang out with you and Dunkin' and Donut. So, oh, look at that. That's all they want, just to be together.
Yeah, they're kind of skittish sometimes.
Do you hold one? What is that? Is that their couch or the bed?
That's where they sleep.
This is where they like to sleep. So what does this lamp do? Keeps them warm.
The heat
All right, it's a heat lamp because they're still babies, right? But they won't need that when they go out to the pond.
No.
All right. Well, here you go, guys. Some ducks as pets. Okay, so thanks for hanging out and checking out these baby ducks with us. And we are going to head to the studio to do our Pet Week project for day 1. And it's going to be birds. Okay, here we are in the studio. We are ready to get started. So the supplies that you're going to need for our pet project for today is a glue stick, scissors, a toilet paper roll, or even a paper towel roll. If you can't find a toilet paper roll, you can just cut a paper towel roll in half. That works too. You'll need a paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, try using a cotton ball. Your paints that are in your kit. I chose red, but you can choose whatever color you want to use out of your kit today. You are also going to need feathers, googly eyes, this piece of orange foam, and this fun stretchy elastic. Okay, so to begin this project, you're going to want to grab your toilet paper roll, or if you're using a paper towel roll, go ahead and cut that in half. And then you are going to choose a color to paint this toilet paper roll. So this is going to turn out being your bird's body. So if you want a yellow bird, obviously paint yellow, or maybe you want white. Maybe you want an orange bird, and if you want an orange bird, you would need to mix a little bit of red paint with a lot of yellow and mix up an orange. So the first thing that we're going to do is you are simply going to paint the outside of this toilet paper roll. So again, if you don't have a paintbrush at home, try just using a cotton ball to dip in the paint, and then you can just brush that on there with the cotton ball. And if you're watching at home, you don't have a kit and you want to do this, you can cover this toilet paper roll with anything. You could use markers. If you have construction paper at home, you could wrap it in construction paper, even wrapping paper. If you have like some spare wrapping paper that you use to wrap gifts, you could wrap this in wrapping paper. Okay, so I've got this painted, and obviously now we are going to need to wait for this to dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for mine to dry, and I'll come back on here in just a minute. right, friends, so mine is just about dry, and yours it shouldn't take too long to dry if you put that layer of paint on there thin. If you had big, like, globs of paint, those little globs will probably take a little bit longer to dry. But while we're waiting for mine to just finish drying up, I thought I'd show you what we're gonna do next, okay? So you should have some pieces of square colored construction paper in your kit, and you can go ahead and grab some of that. Now, these pieces are too big for what I had in mind, so you can cut this in half, okay? And what we're gonna do to make a cute little feather on the top of our bird here, a little crest feather, is we're gonna do an accordion fold. So the way we do that is you just start folding one way and then flip it back and go the other way. And you continue that pattern forwards and back until you've got this entire piece of paper folded up. So this is gonna make a really pretty fan feather right on the top of our bird's head. So once you have it like this, folded up, you're gonna wanna use some tape and just tape the bottom of this together. Just like that. Tape there too. Okay, so now we've got it pinched together at the bottom and we can fan out the top really pretty like this. All right, so this is gonna go right on our bird's head, right like this. And you can use tape or glue, even if you've got an adult around that has some hot glue that could help you out with that. And we're just going to tape that right on the inside of the cup or the toilet paper roll. There we go. Okay. And we can also do the same thing with the other half of this to create a tail feather. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my accordion fold again. And you can see I'm getting some red paint all over my fingers because my toilet paper roll is not quite dry. So you at home, if you're watching, don't make the same mistakes as me. Make sure you wait until that toilet paper roll dries. Okay, so same thing for our tail feather. Just gonna tape the bottom of the one end of this together, and then we can fan this out. Pretty. And we are going to tape that on the inside of the toilet paper roll, on the other side of the roll, and on the bottom. So now we have a tail feather and some pretty feathers on the head. Not quite looking like a bird yet, but we will get there. Okay, so next, a little bit more tape on there. So the next thing that we have, you should be able to find this little piece of orange foam in your kit. And this is going to be perfect for a beak. So we just want to cut out a triangle shape for a beak. So now I am just going to peel this off and I'm going to stick it right on the front of my bird right here. Now, if you're trying to work with yours and you're getting paint on your fingers like me, let me give you a little tip, because I can be impatient sometimes. If you need this paint to dry faster, then you can grab a hairdryer and just hold on to this toilet paper roll and blow a hairdryer on it. That's going to speed up your drying process a lot. If your paint is really wet on this toilet paper roll and you're trying to stick down these little adhesive foam pieces, they are not going to want to stick to wet paint. So make sure that your toilet paper roll is dry. You can always use that hairdryer if you need to. And then next we want to put some eyes on our bird. So we're going to use the top of our glue stick. Just put the eyeball on there and rub it around in the glue a little. And we should be able to stick that right on there. You can always go on the inside of your toilet paper roll and squeeze that down. There's one. And here's another one. If you're watching at home, you don't have googly eyes, you can always just cut up paper, cut a little circle out of white paper and draw an eyeball on there. Okay, so now we've got our beak and our eyeballs. And next, of course, we are going to need some feathers for bird wings. So you should have feathers in your kit. If you need to cut feathers in half, you certainly can. And whenever you're ready to glue those down, I would recommend getting a little glue on the actual toilet paper roll and then sticking your feather right in there. There's one. Do one over here. Now you should have a lot of extra feathers that you could use. You could add some feathers up on the top if you wanted to. You could snip one and maybe put a feather on your bird's tummy. You can get as creative as you'd like with those extra feathers. Just remember, if you're snipping up feathers, they can get a little messy. Okay, you could even add extra feathers to the wings, whatever you want to do with those feathers. So he's looking pretty cute, he or she. And our next step right now is just to use our elastic. Okay, now this is the part of the project that's really fun because we're gonna use this elastic so that you can attach this bird onto your wrist and the bird will sit right on your arm, just like a real pet bird, okay? So what you need to do is we need some holes in the sides of our toilet paper roll, okay? Now we wanna be careful we don't put the holes too close to the edge because then our elastic might just tear right through that toilet paper roll. I have a hole puncher, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my hole puncher. If you don't have a hole puncher at home though, just using a pair of scissors or something to poke a hole through there will work, but please, please, please have an adult help you with that. So we just need a hole right there, okay? And we're gonna use your elastic now. If you don't have elastic, if you have a hair tie in your house, that would work just fine, okay? And if you just snip it in half, then you'll be able to kind of thread it through these holes. But if you've got your kit and you have your elastic, you're gonna go ahead and thread it through one hole, tie a knot, and if you need an adult to help you tie knots, that's no problem. I'm sure somebody would be more than happy to help. And now we have our other end. We're gonna slip that on through. And again, you're gonna tie a knot. Now, it might not look like you've got much elastic left over to fit around your arm once you've tied both these ends on, but it's super stretchy. So it will go around your wrist. And you want it to be a little snug so the bird doesn't fall off. So there you have it. Okay, you've got this pet bird. Awesome little string there. And what you want to do, you can slip your hand right through that. And now you've got a pet bird that likes to hang out on your arm. All right, thank you for dabbling with us today during Pet Week. We all have our very own pet bird now that's gonna hang out with us all day. So your challenge for this art project is to try to make a friend for this bird. You could have a bird on each hand and maybe they could talk like little puppets almost. But you should be able to find another toilet paper roll or something in your house, and I would think you have enough of these feathers left over to kind of make some other birds, and come up with different ways to create these birds, different ways to use the paper and the feathers to create birds in all different kinds of ways. So don't forget to post pictures of your amazing creations. I love to see them. You have no idea how much joy that brings me to see all of the dabbling and the creativity that's going on in your home. So I'm so looking forward to this week. I hope you enjoyed meeting Duncan and Donut, our duck pets. And we will see you next time. Bye, guys.